colour lesson, and I thought what we would do is a sunset, something a bit different. I'm wetting the sky with water. I'm using this sort of little hake brush, and now let's have a look. I'm going to start with the yellow first of all. Well, let's get that in. Very beautiful. Look at that. We're going to let the water do a lot of the work, okay? So now let's get a nice red, cadmium red. I'll put a bit of crimson with it. I don't want too much crimson, but just enough to give it a bit of a glow. There we go. So we're going to take sweeps at this, just like that. And in there, perhaps as well. There. And then I want a nice blue, it's a cobalt blue, which we'll take up here. So keeping this quite fluid, just sweeps and not overworking it. And if I introduce a little bit of blue in here, because of the red that's there, it'll go more like a mauve. Right, now, here's the thing here now. I'm going to mix neater paint, so that's less water, far less water. And it should more or less stay where I put it. Can you see that? There we go. It's a light touch, ever such a light touch. And because I've got plenty of water on, I've got a fair bit of time before parts start drying, you know. So let's just do this. It doesn't take long, and what it means is we've got a bit of depth to the sky now. So we got the yellow, we got that bit of blue, and I might just do a little bit more up here, not too much. And I'm putting that more on the blue side, you see where that's more on the mauve down there, look. I think I might just leave it at that, not do too much. And we could put a little bit in there perhaps. But I'm doing it lighter now, see, and I'm doing it I'm hardly touching the paper. And I think that's about it. And that's all there is to it. And we'll leave it at that. Now what I might do is get on with the beads. But let's get this masking tape off. There we go, okay. And then what we'll do is get this beach scene. So sienna now. Actually the view I've got here only has something really to paint with the sunset is Tenby. It's the South Beach in Tenby. And this is Gilter Point by here. And you're looking over to Caldy Island, where you got the monastery. Yeah, I always envy people who've never been to Tenby before and see it for the first time, because it is something else. And there's so many parts to it. It's a little bit like St Ives, really. You got these different beaches and all cottages and houses. It's a lovely, lovely part of the world. See, I'm just dropping this in a little bit here, but I want it more on the red side, for just on the water's edge here. So all this, it's going to dry a lot later, but there we go. Much better than that, and we'll leave it like that for now. Second session to what is a bit of a sunset. And now this island here is St Margaret's, and I might just soak it away. I'm taking everything out of the brush here to make it lighter as it goes over there. there's a piece, distinctive piece that sits out there. And you've got some old workings on the top there, ruins of old buildings where they used to quarry years ago. And then you'll have a bit of collie here. Or one morning, well, I was on holiday I took my parents to stay in a caravan. Children were still in school at the time, so Gwyneth couldn't come. And I went out early one morning and I caught the first boat over to Caldy. And oh, it was amazing. It was I had the island to myself, and I wandered over the far top right of Chapel Point. And there was a young couple that was sitting in the grass. I did a quick sketch of them. And then when I got back to Tenby, I put up my easel in the night. And I saw this couple coming up the road, so I gave them the sketch I did of them as a memento. And, yeah, tremendous memories of Tenby. Never thought at that point that I'd end up living and ministering there, being a minister in Tenby. Never thought that. But, yeah, amazing. And we were there for 7 years. And got happy memories of our time there. Now, see, I'm just going to put now a bit of variation in here. It's all still wet, so it'll all be very muted. And let's have a look here. So that's when you're working soft like this, you get a transition, and I could even get some green. Why not? Let's get a bit of a green up on the top there, just sort of coming through a bit. Let's put that up in there, look. So we got more definition down in there. And I can leave this, I can come back to it another time. Get some more definition in again, but you can see where we're going now, really, can't you, Bear? And so if I was to get neat paint almost, light red with the blue, I'd really get some crags going on here. And there we go. This is the fun part of watercolours when you're doing like this. You never quite know how it's going to turn out because, we're using water but still, it's a fun way of painting. There we go. So we'll leave that skelter point there. And what I might do now is get a blue, which was a very light blue. I think I'll do it. Let's try it. I could get that reflecting in here, but I haven't got a lot of. And it's your choice what you want to do. It's your painting. But because we haven't got much of an expanse, this will register better, actually. It just depends what would be reflecting in here. But we're going to keep it to this. There we go. And I think my time is nearly up for now. So, but what I might do is get a little bit of rocks going on in here. So, and again, this would be, you just put it wherever you want for effect, basically. And then what you would have, you've got bushes in here. So I'm just scumbling in here really now at this point. I got a bit of green, bit of light red with it. And you got the bushes. You got the sand dunes at the back here. But I think that will do. I'll just get some more darks in here, I think. That's right. Let's get some more darks in. But see, I'm wanting to leave that come through as well. So I'm just messing around with the tips here. And then we'll just touch him up in the third session. But very quick, very easy, only suggestive of sunset. There we go. To finish the third session, I had to finish this off. This will cast a bit of a reflection in there. This glitter point, we're doing a sunset, and it's glitter point on the South Beach in Tenby, in Pembrokeshire. And I've shown you waves all along, easy, simple, is stagger them like this. Don't want to labour them. And then some clean water underneath. Yeah, so when we used to holiday down here with the children, when I was Minister in Emmanuel, there was a cave over to the left here. And you could go through, you had to go right down low to get in, but it opened up like a chamber. And we'd often go there, we'd put tea lights everywhere, and for atmosphere, we'd have a cooked chicken, and we'd tell stories. And yeah, we've got happy memories of our times as a family in Tenby. Now, I'm just going to get some more darks in here now, but I'm going to be careful with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to smudge it. I could just wash it away, but I think I'll just smudge it. And again, you don't overdo this, just little bits here and there, that's all. Nothing much, just, and it just gives that little bit of definition in there. And there's not a lot much more to be done here now. We'll get the gouache and see where we are. Let's get that. There we go. We're getting there now. You're just surprised how quick a sunset can be. You know, you only want a suggestion really in terms of foreground. They don't want it laboured. Unless you can bring that in there a bit. And I can get some in here as well. And I don't think you need a lot more than that, but let me just show you what you can do. Right, you can, let's get this in here, where it'll register, but not too much. You can do something like that. Now let's have a look and see what we've got going on here. Get a mount on it and see where we are. And yeah, so there we are. That's a quick painting of a sunset.